I think what we have to do is implement what I call a racially inclusive sociological imagination. It's a three-part typology. The first is we have to become racial equity learners. That's essentially what we're doing. We're learning from everyone here in a very, very big way. Then we can become racial equity advocates. That means much different from just being allies, which oftentimes you can be silent as an ally. You can put on a pen and not say anything. But when you're an accomplice, when you're an advocate, you stand in a space. And oftentimes what it means for us who have the ability to be in rooms that don't look like this panel, you have a responsibility to speak up and speak out for the people who you know that you're there to represent. So when I go to a meeting and I speak, I'm not speaking for me, I'm speaking for the people who aren't there, who should probably already be there, and whose shoulders that I'm standing on. Part of what that means then is we hold other people accountable for what they say, do, and think about racism and racial equity. We have to hold people accountable, and oftentimes that means holding people accountable who we actually care and love. Holidays are coming up. Your uncle, your cousin, your mama, they're going to say something crazy. The question is, are you going to actually fill in the gap and say something about that, right? I mean, just real. Y'all are laughing because y'all know that's what it is. Like, finally, it's becoming a racial equity broker. That means interrogating the rules, policies, procedures, and laws that govern over us. Not just what we want them to be, but also what they currently are not, and things that are currently on the books. Tyreek earlier mentioned redlining. For a lot of us, we live in neighborhoods that still got restrictive covenants that don't allow people who sit up, who are on this panel, actually technically be able to live in our neighborhoods. We just kind of look over them until all of a sudden you get a dictator coming in and they start implementing all that stuff, right? So we have a responsibility to look where we live, where we work, where we play, where we worship, and start there. And when we do that, we start to create different communities that start to look like the world that we actually want it to be.